All. I think all are now preparing for JEE as well as NATA. Okay. I think some school exams are also going in between, but this is a career-oriented one, the JEE. So you need to pay much more importance to these things also. So we have a plan for the THiNC to complete non-verbal as well as arithmetic and other topics for JEE as well as NATA through some small episodes of lessons. So hardly half hour we'll be taking for each topic. So today we'll be starting with mirror image, JEE oriented mirror image, and somewhat it will be helping you for NATA also. And we will be taking sessions NATA oriented mirror image later. Okay, so today we are focusing on mirror image. Okay, mirror image based on the position of reflecting surface. Mirror image or category of mirror image can be classified on mirror images as well as water image. So I'll be covering water image in another session by coming week or later. I'll be covering water image also, and water image also closely connected to mirror image. So whenever you, after you are watching this mirror image, please wait for the water image lessons also. So learn them together. Okay, learn both of them together. So because these are connected topics. So today we are looking into mirror images. So I think we can directly get into the topic. Okay. So those who have any doubts, they can put it in the chat. And those who haven't like or subscribe our channel, they can subscribe as well as like our videos. And you can find your relevant content for architecture entrance exams in our THiNC Institute of Design channel in the upcoming days. So the prime focus is now given to JEE and our NATA exams. Okay, so let's get into the session. So I will share my screen. So in mirror image, there are a few techniques. We can call them literally techniques. Okay, so techniques or some shortcuts or some rules they are to follow. So for example, you can see a person or a clown over here. So his original image and his mirror image you guys can find here. Identify what had happened on the mirror image. Mirror image, we also called it like a reflected image also. Okay, so what is the difference had happened here? Okay, so for a better understanding, I will be giving you another image. Okay, so over here, you can spot the differences. So the first thing is no distortion. I will explain it. What is distortion? The first thing is no distortion. So what is distortion? Here you can find a star. Okay, if the star has been reflected like this, then we call this as distortion. Okay, or if this triangle, the triangle has been reflected like this, then we will call it like distortion, or it got distorted. Okay, so a change had happened to this. So that is distortion, and distortions are not suitable for these mirror image questions. Okay, so whenever you find a distortion in the option, cut that option. Okay, you can remove that option and you can get into the looking into next other options. Okay, anyway, if distortion happened, that option is not required. Rule number 2. Second one is about lateral inversion. Lateral inversion. Maybe you guys learned it in the grade 6th, this particular one. That's why the name of the ambulance has been written in a specific way. So lateral inversion means those things at the left goes to right, and those things at the right goes to left. Here you can find in this figure 2. Okay, so I'm just dividing this figure into 2 parts and going to label it left and right. So this is left side and this is right side. So for the reflection also, this is left and right. So you can see a yellow ball on the left side. Okay, you can clearly see a yellow ball on the left side. It has been moved to right here. That is lateral inversion. Left to right changes are there. And this red square on the right side has comes to left in the reflection. So these are called lateral inversions. So third rule. Now let's look into the third rule. Okay, third rule. There is no top to bottom changes. Okay. That is top remain top and bottom remains bottom. Okay. No top to bottom changes. Top to bottom changes are not possible here. No top to bottom changes. So here you can find the star at the top. Okay. For a better understanding, I will divide this figure into two. Okay. So you can see here, I just divide that figure into two parts. So this is top and this is bottom. So here, the star is at the top. It's still continuing at the top. And the triangle is at the bottom. It is still at the bottom. So there is no top to bottom changes. Similar rules are there for this topic, water image also. So, okay, we'll be discussing that particular thing in another day. So mirror image questions, you guys can expect it in three different manners. First thing is like this, getting with some figures like this, and you can expect a mirror on the right side. So what is the answer? You can put in the chat. I will wait for your replies. Okay, A, B, C, or D. So over here, actually I use the method of eliminating option first. So I will remove wrong option first and go to the right answer. I won't try to draw what is the exact right answer. Okay, that is what I usually do in solving these questions. So I have three techniques which I seen earlier. So this is the first type of questions. We will be doing few questions of this type and we will be moving to the second type. Second type is mainly on like clocks and alphabets. Alphanumeric characters also coming, and rules of symmetry is there as a shortcut for solving this question. So over here, in this particular one, I'm using a technique called top to bottom. Okay, we know that there is no top to bottom changes. There is no top to bottom changes. So this ball will not comes to bottom like option A, bottom like option B. Okay, because it will always remain at the top, because there is no top to bottom changes are permissible. And I'm not aware about this particular one. This is distortion actually. Okay, so we can't accept distortions. So this is distortion. So distortion and top to bottom changes is taking me to answer very easily. Okay, through elimination of the options, we will be finding answers very easily. Now comes to the next question. Again, I am placing a mirror on the right side. Okay, top to bottom rule, left to right rule, distortion rule. You can use those rules. Okay. So in this particular question, actually I'm dividing this question figure into two halves. Okay, so this is left and this is right. So over here, I can find an into on the right side. So in the answer figure, it should comes to the left. Okay, so those who are having still that on the right, we don't want them. So this is how we use elimination method. Okay, this is how we use elimination method. You can check this option also. So it is on the right side. It is on the right side. Merely observing the position. Okay, merely observing the position, you can easily remove option A. So finally, option B. Without any difficulties, we can easily solve this. Simply looking into elimination of options. Okay, so those who are finding exact right answers are not maybe they are maybe spending a lot of time, but those who are easily eliminating wrong options, actually we can easily eliminate options. Okay, so they will be ending this question within more efficient and without wasting much time than those who are not using these elimination methods. Now over here, you can solve this one. Mirror again on the right side. You can use distortion principle. You can use top to bottom principle. You can use left to right principle. Okay, a plenty of principles are there. So how will you solve this question? So this portion you can find. It is actually shaded. Option B, not shaded, not shaded, not shaded. So we don't want option B. Option C, not shaded, not shaded, not shaded. At least one should be shaded, okay? At least one should be shaded. Top to bottom changes. Is it permissible here? Top to bottom changes. Is it permissible here? Not. Simply option A. Okay. Simply option A. Top to bottom changes are not permissible here. And similarly, you can go for distortions also. Okay. So this is the first type of mirror image question. Hi, JD. Okay. So next is alphanumeric characters we are going to discuss. Okay. Alphanumeric characters. So in alphanumeric characters, we will be looking into symmetricity of letters. Okay. So the one thing we need to keep in mind is horizontally symmetric letters. Whether it is letters or shape, anything is horizontally symmetric. If it is horizontally symmetric, we will be getting exact same reflection. Okay, horizontally symmetric things will be getting exact same reflection as like image. Okay, for example, you can take the case of English alphabet C. Okay, C is actually a horizontally symmetric letter. If we cut it C into two halves, the top and bottom looks alike. So if you take the mirror image of English alphabet C, it will be looks exactly same. Okay. Similarly, English alphabet E. Okay, if I write clearly, then the reflection of English alphabet E, it is symmetric horizontally. So horizontally symmetric letters will reflect exactly same. Okay. If it is non-symmetric, okay, if it is non-symmetric, that is in the horizontal direction, if it is, sorry, actually we are discussing about mirror image. This particular one is happening in water image. So horizontally symmetric letters, when mirror comes to the bottom, they will reflect exactly same. Okay, but it is not happening in their case when they are coming on right side. Okay, it will be reflected like this. Okay, why it is? Why it is like this? Because vertically symmetric only. Okay, vertically symmetric only will be giving exact same reflection as like image when mirror on right side. When mirror on bottom like this, when mirror on bottom like this, horizontally symmetric things will be giving exactly same reflections. So let's check some vertically symmetric letters. English alphabet A is vertically symmetric. When you introduce these dotted lines, then you will be getting English alphabet A exactly like it. Okay, because English alphabet A is vertically symmetric. English alphabet H is vertically symmetric. Okay, English alphabet H is vertically symmetric. Similarly, English alphabet O, it is both vertically and horizontally symmetric. Even English alphabet H also vertically and horizontally symmetric. Similar question has been asked for NATA. While discussing NATA, we will be looking into those questions also. So, if a mirror comes on bottom, then horizontally symmetric things will be reflecting exactly same. When mirror on right side, then the vertically symmetric things will be reflected exactly same. So usual simply a mirror image question is coming and simply saying it is a mirror image, simply go for mirror on right side. Okay. And water image questions are we are considering like mirror is on the bottom. So now let's try this question. Judgment. Okay. Judgment. Mirror on the right side like this. Judgment. So identify, is there any vertically symmetric letters? Left to right changes are required. So this particular one will be starting with the horizontal, sorry, vertically symmetric T. So answer, if it is starting with J, that option is wrong because left to right changes are there. So the T will be coming to left. Okay. So the word will be starting with the T. So I mentioned earlier, vertically symmetric letters reflects exactly same. And if it is not vertically symmetric, it will be reflected in another way. So you can find English alphabet E here. It is exactly reflected same. So this is not possible because non-symmetric letters, vertically non-symmetric letters will not reflect exactly same. Okay. So now two options are with us. That is option C and option B. Similar thing you can apply here. Symmetricity. We are not at all rewriting anything. So we could be solve this question within 5 seconds. Okay. So English alphabet G. Is this letter vertically symmetric? Not. Option B is wrong. Finally C. Okay. We are easily getting the answers. So the next question you can find over here. Choose the alternative which is closely resembles the mirror image of the given combination of letters. And the word is reasoning. So this particular one starts from which letter? Answer will be starting from which letter? Answer will be starting from G. Okay. So if it is starting from R, those two options you can easily remove. Okay. This is the power of eliminating options. Okay. And coming over to here, let's check other letters. You can find English alphabet S here. Is this English alphabet S symmetric along the vertical direction? Is this letter S symmetric along the vertical direction? Is it symmetric? No, it is not symmetric. Okay, it is not symmetric. So if it is reflected exactly same and non-symmetric letter, it is wrong. Simply option B. Okay, we could spend only 2 to 3 seconds for solving this question because we have the power of symmetricity method. So these are the two types, and the third type is about clock. Clock is having a shortcut. Okay, clock is having a shortcut. Assume the mirror is over here. Okay, this clock is actual clock is showing the time 9 o'clock and mirror image is showing the time 3 o'clock. So if a question comes, if a clock is showing 9 o'clock, then what will be the time in reflected time? Or if the reflected time is 9 o'clock, then what is the actual time? At that time, I will get you a technique. The technique is like this. You need to, there will be a constant. Okay, there will be a constant. From the constant, you need to subtract real time. You need to subtract real time. Then you will be getting reflected time. Okay. So if you're subtracting reflected time from the constant, then you are getting real time since it is minus. So, okay. So if you are subtracting real time from the constant, then you will be getting reflected time. If you are subtracting reflected time from the constant, you will be getting real time. So what is that constant? Two constant we have. The first constant is 1160. Second constant, two instances of using constants are there. So 2360. So the time given in the question is less than 11 o'clock. Okay. If the time given is less than 11 o'clock, then you can go for 1160. If the time given is more than or equal to 11 o'clock, okay, if the time given is more than or equal to 11 o'clock, then you can go for the second constant. So in this question, the time given is 9 o'clock. It is less than 11. So you can simply write this is 9. So what will be the time in the reflected clock? You can find like 260. Okay, 260 is actually 3. 2 hours and 60 minutes means it is actually 3. Okay, it will be 3 o'clock. Okay, 260, that is after 2:15 and 260 is coming, it is 3. Similarly, if in a certain question it is mentioning in the 24-hour format and it is given that the time is 21. Okay, at that time you can convert it to 9 and you can solve, or you can directly substitute here 2160. So here it is again 260. So the reflected time will not change. It will always remains same. Okay, it will remains same always. So you can keep this method for quickly solving mirror image questions of clock. There are plenty of questions JEE asked earlier. So which one of the answer figures is correct mirror image of X? And my mirror is over here. So in these kinds of questions, try to assume the time. Okay, try to assume the time. So over here, this is 12. This is 6. So this is already past 7. So the time given is 7. And over here, this is 7:12. You can assume. So it is less than 11. So the constant over here, which we are going to use, is 1160. Okay, the constant which we are, one second. The constant which we'll be using 1160. And the time given is 7:12. Simply subtract 7:12. The resulting figure will be having the time depicted like 4:48. Which clock is showing? This option A is not showing 4:48. Option B is not showing 4:48. Okay. Option C is not showing time 4:48. But option D is satisfying. It is showing time 4:48. So simply you can calculate the time and solve this question, or you can go for simply using left right rule, like left side left, those things at the left moves to right and those things at the right moves to left. So a few more questions are still there. So we will be having our crash batch for JEE as well as NATA, and admissions are going on and even the batches are going on. You can contact us in the number given here. So we will be discussing all the topics and many questions than this half-hour YouTube session over there in our crash courses. Okay, so over here shown below are mirror images. The time is given. Actually, this is an old NATA question and it has been repeated again in 2022, I think. 2022 JEE asked the exact same question. So this question is from JEE 2022, I think. Okay, if my memory is right. 22 JEE 1 or 2, I think. So over here, 2116. What shortcut will we use? We use the constant minus real time. Constant 2360 because it is more than 11 o'clock. Time is 2116. So the result will be like 44, 244. Which clock is showing 244? That is the right answer. So this is 46. Okay. So this is 16. And here, this is 344. Simply option A. Okay. Or simply looking into that clock which is showing 244, you can choose. It is also option A. So these are the major types of questions which is coming in the JEE examination. So 3 types of mirror image questions we had discussed. And we can check some of the previous year questions which had happened in JEE earlier. You can solve this question and you can use the principle of distortion at its maximum. Okay. So over here, that square is missing in option A. Okay. And you can find this is very small portion. Actually, option C as well as option D, that portion is very much large. And option B is your final answer. Okay. Let's try the next question. Again, mirror on right side. Again, mirror on right side. It's a little bit complex question because it is like a, what to say? It's like a set of tiles. It's like a set of tiles arranged in a specific manner. So over here, we will use the principle of distortion first. Okay, whenever you observe here, you can find that two lines are missing. So option C is wrong. Okay. And comes to this portion. That is on the left. It should comes on the right. And option A is missing that. Okay. So option A is missing that. It should comes to right. So now comes to option B and D. What is a major difference between them? This particular line, this particular additional line is a major difference. So look into that particular line. Look into that particular line. So over here, it is not present in the question. So option D is wrong. Finally, option B. So annotated copies of these PDFs are available with the THiNC people. You can WhatsApp them in the numbers provided over here. So let's move on to the next question. Another JEE question. These types of questions are mainly coming in JEE. Every time you can expect 2 to 3 questions from this particular topic also. Solve this question. So over here, use the principle of distortion. If you can use it effectively, you can easily remove options. Actually, this cross will be coming to left. It is missing in option D. So we don't want option D. Now other options. So this particular junction, it is missing in option A. That should comes to the left. Okay, that particular junction. Now the doubt is between option B and C. And the answer is based on this particular line. Okay, so over here, that is from left to right over here. It become right to left. Now it is from left to right format. Now answer figure, it will become right to left because left to right changes are there. So option B is reflected it exactly same. So option B is wrong. Okay. So the right answer will be option C over here. So today we have discussed a few questions on mirror images. So similarly, we will be discussing each and every topics which is coming for the JEE in THiNC through our crash courses. So you can join our courses, and for more details, you can use these numbers to contact. Okay. Any queries regarding where I will get admission, how many marks are required for getting admission, everything, you can use that number. Okay. For your queries, you can use that particular number. So I think with this, we could wind up for today. So in the upcoming days, we'll be coming up with more topics. Okay. In the upcoming days, more topics we will be discussing based on your support. So if you want similar videos, please put them in the comment based on your comment and which topics you need. Okay. Like figure counting. I want a dedicated session for triangle counting. Similar requests, if you post it in the chat, then we will be looking into them also. Okay. Whatever things you guys want, you can put it in the chat. We will be discussing those things in the upcoming days. So thank you all. So we will be winding up for today. Bye all. Have a great day.